Yes, big up, good people. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show this morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever it is for you. For me, it is still morning. It is still 10:45 a.m. But more importantly, thanks to you. Yeah, today we have to do the pregame show. As for the watch along, I'm not too sure because I'm not 100% strong yet, but I'm getting better. Big up to you, Vivel. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Boys give everything, Bruno. I hope that I don't see that today. I hope to see something different. Even there's a chance I hope to see a different structure from him, and I hope that happens. Please, if you're on the chat, do let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, thank you so much. Said, boys give everything. He got a fantasy in the soul. Let's see what happens. Santiago Munoz, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Big up Kachila, Don Fresher. Says, big up the Blue family. Big up to you too, brother. And my bro, Bobby. Yes, people, if you're watching, if you haven't, please do take a second, drop a like on the stream. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. Thank you so much for all your support. I appreciate you finding time to join. That Bruno guy said Graham did an amazing job. Is he on? That's a sackable statement on its own. Here's the thing: you don't expect him to say anything about his boss because Graham Potter is his boss, and there's a chance if Potter gets another job somewhere else, he'd reach out to him and ask him if he'd like to be part of his coaching crew, if that makes sense. So yeah, Bruno out already. Let him finish today first, then we know how good it is if we need to start looking for someone immediately. But it's clear the club are already on the lookout for a new manager. The two front runners, as you may have heard or know, Luis Enrique and Julian Nagelsmann. I have my preference, but I'm not here to talk about that right now. Hello to you, to Kim. So I hope you're doing well, Roger. To be Bruno's lawyer, odds of 5-2, 5-2. Let's see what happens. What else do we have here? 4-2-3-1. If you want to change things immediately and get result instantly, I'm not sure what structure he's going to go with, but we'll find out today. And big up to my bro, CFC OG. I hope you're doing well. I wish I'm able to still screen your name like I usually do whenever I see you in the chat. But I'm still recovering, so not maybe if the pain may you could say get worse if I try to do that. But more importantly, always nice to see you. Share the link to your channel whenever you get a chance, so I can talk about it when I get there. I think people need to get to see your channel. Hi everyone, big up. A big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. Lukman, Yunus, SNG. Okay, I can't say your name correctly. I hope you're doing well. You also are doing a watch along. No, I'm not gonna be able to do that today. I need to reserve my energy until I recover fully. But thanks for asking. Next game maybe. I think I'll be fully fit by the time the next game comes around. How well can you be as a sports fan? Oh no wonder why you were saying Daniel Levy out. And by the way, we have another channel called Soccer Perspective. There we cover all a football club. We're still recruiting for panelists, but you still see YouTube short videos there with current events. We got Anthony Taylor today, boys. Let's see. Hopefully he's not his usual self. Maybe he does things differently. Maybe the pressure from the fan base or the complaint from the fan base is getting to him. Let's see. Big up to my bro, my Niger brother, Eric. How you doing, bro? You don't take. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. And people, for me today, you have to be patient with me. I know the lineup. I know the leaks. Probably lots of people already know who's starting and who's not starting because there are leaks every now and then on Twitter and all the social media platforms. So probably there's a chance a lot of people already know who's starting and who's not going to start. But let's see. I think this is just this is still the probable lineup. And whatever happens, let's just play around with the probable lineup a little bit. Whatever happens, Koulibaly starts centrally. If anything, to his right, if it's going to be a back three, to his right, we will see Trevor Chalobah coming. That is if Bruno trusts him, if Southgate trusts him. Graham Potter, I knew all the while after some observing some stuff that was shocking to me. I came to the realization that he probably didn't trust Trevor Chalobah. I hope that's not the case this time. So in the back three, I hope to see Trevor Chalobah on the right-hand side, right centre-back position, Koulibaly centrally. And in the left centre-back position, I hope to see Badia Shile. Let's see who's available and who's not. Wesley Fofana is doubtful. I'm not too sure if he starts today, but let's see what happens. Raheem Sterling is still doubtful. There's a chance he starts today because he's been training for a while now. Thiago Silva for sure is going to be out. A few days for Aubameyang, he had a back injury, broken finger. Edouard Mendy, I think he has a chance to start. Cesar Azpilicueta, concussion, mid-April, and Amanda Broya, after the season, at the end of the season. And I think I see somebody I recognize so much here. Ovier. Where's Ovius? This is Ovius coming here. Big up to you, my bro. Always nice to see you. Well done, doing a great job. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I know we haven't spoken for a while. Hopefully we'll do so soon. Louis Rivera says, we got Anthony Taylor today. Yeah, and I think I've read that one. Let's see what we have. Francis Winters, a big up to you too. And also from Francis Winters, a big win tonight. I hope so. During, I think 2 shows ago or so, when I said I think we can actually beat Liverpool. The truth remains with Liverpool. No matter how you see it, they play a very high line, a risky one at that you always get the chance to score against Liverpool, but you have to be efficient. If you fail to take your chances, chances are even if you take your chances to score 3 goals, chances are if they get 3 chances, they score 4 goals. I'm just exaggerating, but I hope that makes sense to you. You'd have to take your chances against Liverpool when you get them. And the last time, 3 times we played against them, we had the opportunity to actually score goals and put the games away, but we failed to do so. I hope that's not the case today. I hope if we get the chances to score today, we'll put them away, get ahead, and kill the game off if possible. And I'm hearing from what I'm seeing on Twitter, it looks like some of their usual starters, 2 of them, Salah and Van Dijk, both will be on the bench. I'm not sure how truthful that is until I see the lineup there reflect on the app I'm using, which is called FortMod. Beyond that, if you're watching, I want to hear from you. Let me know if you're looking forward to this particular games. If you have any concerns, I also want to know if you think we can win this one, or if you think we're going to lose it, or if you think it's going to be a draw, or whatever you think. You do let me know on why you think so. I'm waiting to see what you think. Here we have Glenn, my bro, one of the first people that became the channel members, and I appreciate that. And by the way, while I'm still on it, if you haven't, if you can become a member, that will go a long way for the channel, and something we have a plan for students that we want to be doing monthly. It's just $2.99 a month. Yet we haven't seen, you could say, maybe I've not been effective in terms of, you could say, selecting the contributions of the members in the chat to read them. Even we have 1,000 contributors in the chat, but I know they understand because we try to keep it as interactive as possible. But I still sometimes, do something different for the members. So if you want to become a member, I would appreciate that. If you cannot, no worries. You're still a very valuable member of the Chelsea Perspective community. My bro Glenn says, a big up, coach. And Chad, I am late as usual, dropped by first pizza, so I had to redo everything. Hope it's not an omen. I hope it's not, but I believe you're good. First of all, it's good that you take good care of yourself, and more importantly, whatever time you join doesn't matter. It's not an obligation. You're a valuable member here, and OG at that. But more importantly, nice to see you. Klopp is disrespecting Bruno Salto massively, and is just begging for a spanking at this point. Maybe that's how you see it. How about if Klopp has come to the realization we do have something that we call Charity FC, and it's well and truly in existence. I know it's a mentality thing, but maybe if he maybe feels like if he doesn't, maybe he would take it. Won't take the game seriously, and maybe then they mop the floor with us. I hope that's not the case. I'm not concerned. Even if he benches 10 of their starting players, I'd still be concerned because, the more you feel that the Liverpool side is a team we can beat in terms of them being weak or him selecting a weak 11, the more the chances they're going to come out on top. I wouldn't go to the extent of feeling like he's disrespecting us. I want him to start his best players. Maybe that will bring the best out of our players. If Virgil van Dijk and Salah are on the bench, then Klopp has a vacation plan. Like I said, I wouldn't see it that way. Not looking forward to nothing other than next season. This season is done for me. But this particular game is what are you looking forward to it? Do you think we'd win this one? Do you think we'd lose? Do you think the game will end in a draw? Whatever you think, do let us know on why you think so. I really do want to know. So I'm waiting to hear from you. Let's see what we have here. Chelsea Blue coach, big up to you too, brother. Bruno's time. Let's go, Bruno. I support him. The fact that he worked under Graham Potter doesn't really mean he operates like Graham Potter. We've seen that before. We've seen, for instance, the case of AVB, who worked under Jose Mourinho. When we see him in public trash Jose Mourinho, saying he doesn't like Mourinho, he operates differently. So the fact that he worked under Graham Potter doesn't mean we'd see in the same structure, the same 11. There's a chance he may see things differently. But because Graham Potter is the main guy, he has the final say with regards to what player plays or what player sits on the bench. Let's see what happens. More importantly, Glenn, talking to somebody there. Chelsea don't win big games. I am expecting a draw. Let's see what happens. And my bro, Bobby Fairview, big up Kachila. I will back Bruno if he starts this team. Kepa, Chilwell, Badiashile, Koulibaly, Chalova, Zakaria, Enzo, Mount, Felix, Auba, and Havertz in a 4-3-3 structure. How about you left out N'Golo Kante, or did I miss it? We can have a midfield three in a 4-3-3 structure where Enzo stays essentially flanked on the right-hand side by N'Golo Kante, and on the left, Kovacic. I think we'll have an excellent 11, though. But I'm surprised you left out N'Golo Kante. I'm not sure why that is the case, but you let me know why you did not select N'Golo Kante. Club putting out a bad lineup up is basically a solicitation from him. Luke Todd, I can do it too. Maybe. Kim, so the only thing we win is big games. We do win big games. Yep, Charity FC, remember, we only lose games when you think with mop or floor with a particular team, we end up losing in a woeful manner in most cases. No victories against the big sisters since underground Potter, but you could say we're no longer under his reign, maybe. Draw, maybe. I don't see a win, so I'm waiting. Bobby Fairview, Glenn, I want to get your thoughts. What do you think will happen in this game? Or do you think we'd win? Do you think it'd be a draw? Whatever you think, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Coach, I believe if Bruno loses today, by tonight or tomorrow, we have a new coach. But if he wins, the board will take their time to appoint a new manager. I think whatever happens, the board will not be in a rush to hire a new manager. Like I said, even before Graham Potter was fired, I did say something to the effect of that they'd learned a lesson. They've learned a very valuable lesson, an expensive lesson at that. I don't think they'd be in a rush to appoint a manager anymore. And we're hearing that actually, with regards to what we see out there, is telling, you can say, aligns with the fact that they're not in a rush to appoint anybody. They have a list of managers that they're looking at, which shows they're not in a rush. And that's a good thing. They've learned. Okay, this season, we have no victories against the top six, only draws and losses. I think that's the truth. Let's see what we have here. Aubameyang redemption. Let's see that happens. I'll take it. Keshawn, the New York guy, big up and always nice to see you there. I would start Kante. I wouldn't start Kante until Real Madrid. Need to ease him in. Okay, you're saying ease him in. I thought maybe you wrote that without considering the fact he needs a match fitness. But here's the thing. Kante during that friendly, closed-door friendly against Charlton played 60 minutes. Yeah, 60 minutes is a lot, which means I think he's fully fit. I think he needs to play a lot of minutes before the Real Madrid game, because if he's just getting 15, 20 minutes here and there before then, he might not be fully ready, or maybe he might not be ready enough to, you know, to produce the the measure of impact we're expecting to see from him, if that makes sense. But thank you. I think it makes sense to ease him in, but I don't think ease Kante in, so to speak. I don't think 15, 20 minutes would be enough. At least 30 to 45 minutes would be good enough. BVB is not a big team. Okay, I see. I believe Alba is starting today. That is if he is even in the squad. Because the rumors were that he was out of the country, and also remember he has a back injury. He had maybe I don't know if he's recovered from that. Had that been the case, I think we'd be hearing that he's in training for a while now. Maybe I've not been paying attention to the pictures coming out for the training. Midfield of Milner, Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and an attack of Nunes. Darwin Nunes is a fighter. I hate him or love him for his bad touches, but he's a good player. Firmino, experience there. Gakpo, silent killer. He's one that sort of player. When he's on the pitch, he'd have you could say 18 minutes of woeful performance, and then boom, the next 5 minutes he gets a goal or two. The disrespect is too much. I wouldn't say disrespect. Those are not cheap signings, actually. Hello to you too, my bro. Roger, care to send the link? I think I've done that already. You check. Maybe somebody, lots of conversation going on there, so probably got mixed up in the middle of the whole thing that's been talked about already. But let me share it again. Apologies for that. I already did that. But like I said, it got mixed up in the lengthy conversation there in the room. In the chat, yep. There you go. You have it now. Okay, let's see what else we have here. I am not scared of Liverpool. Now that Potter is done out there, I can believe again. Yeah, like I said, yeah, Bruno walked under. Bruno walked under. Walked under the ground, Potter. But that's a chance. He sees things differently. Coach, if we have a chance at UEFA Champions League with Nagelsmann or Enrique, you don't think we'll sign neither before Real Madrid? I think whoever comes in will most likely come in before the Real Madrid game, because it wouldn't make any sort of sense that Potter, you could argue he's done relatively well in the Champions League, it wouldn't make any sort of sense to have fired him. I think the plan would be to bring a manager who they believe can actually help us win the Champions League. Is the reporting true that Bruno has never selected the first team 11 in professional football? I don't know if that's the truth, but there's a first for everything. I don't know if that's the truth, but we'll find out today. Let's see what we have. Coach, the team has just released. We're playing a 3-5-2. Okay, I will look at it probably ready on my screen, so I'll start looking at it in a bit. Cucurella as centre back. Wow. Over Badiashile. Yeah, so if that's the case, then the man isn't seeing things differently like I maybe presumed or maybe thought he'd be doing, because it's a different person. Kante, Enzo, and Cover playing. It must be a 4-3-3 structure, but let's see what happens. What's the lineup? I will look at it in a bit. It's a C team. A win, surely, with the players we have. I am afraid it's going to be more of the same since he's part of the Potter plans. Maybe. And if that's the case, then he'll probably hit him up and ask him what formation he feels like would be better for the game against Liverpool, and what player should he select. I mean, then it wouldn't make sense that Potter has lost his job. Happy with the draw. Let's see what happens. Chelsea officials team news dropped on Twitter. Yep, I will look at it in a bit. So I'm scrolling 2-0 or 4-2. I'll scroll to the very bottom. We win today, Patrick says. And then I'll try to get whatever else you have in the chat. Let's see what we have here. I thought Potter was sacked. Is Cuckoo starting? Even if Potter was sacked, that doesn't mean Cuckoo doesn't start games. He's a good player. Aubameyang playing? I'm not sure. I'll look up. Seriously, what the hell has Badiashile done not to get picked again? I'm not sure. Kim So, let's see. Lineup out. Kante and Fofana start. Three-man midfield. That's excellent. That's nice to see. Fofana starting. I didn't expect him to start. So let's see if the lineup. Yep, it's out. Wow. This is shocking, really. This is absolutely shocking. I did not expect to see Cucurella start this game. Badiashile, is he on the bench? He's on the bench. I think we're better off with him there. So I'm not sure. Badiashile starts. Koulibaly centrally, as I thought. Fofana on the right-hand side. I didn't know he was fully fit. I was thinking maybe Chalobah starts if Fofana isn't a fully fit, but it turns out he's fully fit. And the midfield three of Enzo centrally, I suspected that, but not with this structure really. Enzo centrally, Kovacic to his left, Kante to his right, James right wing back, Chilwell left wing back, and the two forwards are Kai Havertz and João Felix. Let's look at the bench. We have Christian Pulisic on the bench, Mihailo Modric on the bench, Noni Madueke on the bench, Raheem Sterling is on the bench, so maybe not fully fit, but I think he gets a chance. Conor Gallagher on the bench, Mason Mount is on the bench, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is on the bench, Benoit Badiashile on the bench, Edouard Mendy on the bench. So your thoughts on the lineup? For me, I wouldn't have started Cucurella in the left center back position today again. And he had his performance the last time was poor really. But even with that, I think Badiashile is a more established left center back player than Cucurella is. Why? I don't know. So, but what are we learning from this now? Is this the man doesn't differ that much from what's his name, Graham Potter, except that in this case we have it has changed also. It has changed to 3-4-2-1. So maybe this is the correct structure. I'm not sure what to make of it. Kante and Enzo centrally, Kovacic as one of the eights. That may well be the case, but let's see. So if you're in the chat, I want to get your thoughts with regards to the lineup. Some people say draw is good result. Stop sharing loser mentality. We're not Arsenal. Arsenal are actually better than us at this point. We're not Arsenal. Chelsea should always go for win. We have beaten the best. We've beaten the best version of Barcelona with fewer players. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we have here now. Hope it's a three-man midfield. I hope so. But we're not really sure with the structure until the game starts. That lunatic Potter had him in the front line last game. Yeah. No Aubameyang, not even on the bench. Did I see him on the bench and I missed it? Not even on the bench. So look at him. Aubameyang has a back injury and it's not. He'll be back in a few days. So, but like I said, looking at the lineup, especially the back three, especially Cucurella starting over Badiashile, speaks volumes. Yeah, the man maybe doesn't see things differently as I previously thought. Maybe he reasons like Graham Potter also. We move on from that. Here we have, what would you have there? Mount is on the bench. Bruno out already. Is he still on the? Yeah, he's on the bench. Bruno is another better Mel. Another Potter. Yeah, I don't think they think differently, or probably may have called Potter and asking him what he makes of the lineup. No Chalobah. Yep. He's just from Brighton, like the rest of our leadership team. Let's see what else we have here. What's this a disgraceful lineup? I'm not sure. With being a Brightonized, yep, I've heard my friend and brother Bobby Fairview say that. Yep. Listen, if we play well, then this formation is just a tool for the next manager. What can we do? I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. The man doesn't. Yeah, he's not different from what. Yeah. It's been 2 days and coach is over it. I'm not over it. I suspected he was going to be different, but starting Cucurella over Badiashile clearly shows he doesn't think differently. The Bruno fella ain't it, Chief. I would say the same. John Terry should have been entering. I think John Terry would have. He would have come with a strong mentality. Whoever you are there, if you're in the squad, you'd listen when he speaks. He's a legend. He's been there, done that, seen it all. So yeah, I don't know why they didn't decide that. At least make him part of the Bruno interim leadership. Brighton ex-players, of course, they are going to start Cucurella. Wow. Bruno out already. Let's see. Yes. Why are all these coaches trying to hurt us Chelsea fans with their stupid formation? I'm not sure. Big up to you too, JC. How are you doing? Doesn't look like a 4-3-3. Yeah, it doesn't look like one. It doesn't look like. Let's see. It can actually be one if Fofana and Koulibaly start centrally. Right back, but it doesn't look like, because we have two wing backs practically, if you look at it. Bali and Igbali are still picking the 11. That's what you think. I cannot blame Bruno today. I can't. I'm going to go to Roger straight away. Roger, big up to you, brother. Thank you so much for finding the time to join in the show. Your thoughts on the lineup. And also, I want to know, do you think Graham Potter has a hand in this selection?
¿Cómo está, señor? Oh, my God. Seriously, this lineup is killing me. I'm looking for a 4-3-3 also. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, someone show me a 4-3-3.
It's not possible here given the personnel we have on the pitch.
No, obviously, but I'm looking for it. My first instant when I saw Cucurella and Chilwell, I'm like, please, I'm looking for a 4-3-3. I can't find it. I cannot bloody see it, coach. Coach, I may have to go back to the Manhattan trial right now.
Yo, let's not talk about that one here.
I'm just kidding. But go ahead. I'm just kidding. Listen, no, of course. Yeah, listen, so Kova's there. So I'm thinking Kante could be part of the 3-4-3. Otherwise, I see it as a 3-5-2. You've got Enzo, Kante, and Kova. So that means we've got three in midfield, because I think Kante can play, up front more. Like what's his name? Sari did. Do you remember? He played him further upfield.
And still be effective defense, and still be contributing defensively from there.
Listen, he can go from goal line to goal line. Do I want him to be used judiciously? Of course I do. But did you see where I'm coming from? The only thing that I can see other than three in the midfield is if amazing number 7 is used further up front. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Otherwise, we've got three in midfield, and it's basically a 3-5-2. Or unless Enzo is moved up more in the number 10.
It's difficult. I think we get to understand the structure. We will get to understand the structure.
Logic?
Yeah, it makes sense. But I think.
Yeah, do you see my logic? If Enzo is moved further up, that's the only thing I can think of.
And then Kovacic and Kante centrally, and they played together before, deeper, so to speak.
Yes. Exactly. I don't want to sound disrespectful to Liverpool, but their midfield is aging, to put it mildly. You've got Henderson, you've got is Milner starting? He's not, is he? But you've got Fabinho, Henderson, Jones is quite young though. But they have an aging team, so I don't think that they're going to overpower us. With their youth, with their exuberance of their youth, so to speak, if that makes sense. So possibly we won't have three in midfield. Listen, Roger. That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Yeah. Don't you think it could be 5-3-2, or maybe even Kante would be moving up front if 3-4-3?
Yeah, 5-3-2 is the equivalent of 3-5-2. It's the same thing. Depends where your wing backs are. Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's either that, or Kante is moved up in a 3-4-3, or Enzo is moved up further. Because Enzo is a very creative person, and Kante and Kova have obviously worked before, as Coach said. So there's room for variation. I mean this politely. I didn't want to see Cucurella play today. I wanted to see Fofana.
That's something.
I'm sorry, not Fofana, Badiashile. Sorry.
Yeah, but he should be starting. Just quickly, I'll come to you, Jesse. Let me catch up. Then it's your turn to speak. I think I would have. It makes sense. Play Kova deeper. Pair him with Kante as the 2-6s. Then bring. Swap again, restructure the front three into 1-2, where Enzo plays in behind as a 10. I think he should be given his ability to create chances centrally and from the central area. I think he will be more effective like that. But we're not the manager.
My question is, why isn't Badiashile or Chalobah playing? Those were the two people I was looking to see. At least one of them. Fofana.
We'll talk about that in a bit. Let me catch up, and I want to bring in JC because he hasn't spoken. After that Villa game, it logically makes no sense to start knock off Walmart Cinderella. I think he shouldn't have started this game, even though I think he's a good player. Chimera, nice to see you. We really need a very good and active coach. We do need that. It's more of a 5-3-2. Okay, you get to talk in a bit and you explain. Let's see, Roger, they're saying big up to you in the chat from Glenn. Let's see, Bruno with inner party, maybe.
Glenn.
I thought Potter's lawyer lost his head after what happened to his client. Glad he's still with us. Oh, coach, with this formation, only one wing back will be very attacking, either James or Chile. We'll see how they apply themselves. Two things are certain today: Chelsea will win, and Roger will mention American sports somehow, some way. Let's see that it will change to a 3-4-3 attacking with James actually joining the attack. Wow. I see it already. Chelsea 1-0 win. Chelsea 1-0. Club statement gets released. Bruno is staying on as a permanent manager. No, Wally, that's not going to happen. Bruno has a chance to prove himself, even if he ends up not staying as the permanent manager, which I don't think will happen. If he does well in a few games that he played, 1 or 2, 3 games that he played as a Chelsea manager, that will help polish his resume. Let's see what happens there. Neum, just got here. What Cucurella doing in that lineup? I'll find out for you. Just relax. Go ahead, JC. You have the floor. Your thoughts on the lineup? Would you have done anything differently? And do you think Potter has a hand in this selection, given that Cucurella is starting? Because I know that's what a lot of people were saying, but let's talk about it.
No, I see a few points looking at this lineup. It looks like 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, but I mean, clearly the idea seems to be to overpower their midfield, which is their weak point actually. So we will be dominant in the midfield for sure. With Cucurella, I mean, I can understand he's gone for the experience, but who would you take better against Salah, defending against Salah, Cucurella or Badiashile? Maybe because
which of them is actually quicker? Look, come to it. Which of them is quicker? I think Badiashile is quicker because usually I think there's that stereotype with tall people. We usually don't see them as quick. Yeah, for instance, nobody recognizes only a few people know that Kai Havertz is quick. But go ahead.
So I thought expectation would be like Badiashile would be better, quicker against Salah, but in terms of experience and positioning, maybe Cucurella has more experience in that. He brings the experience. Up front, we were struggling with goals, and now looking at this front, I see a lot of goalposts, but I don't see the goals. So we will hit a lot of goalposts, and hopefully Philly does hit the net, and it's not the goalpost this time. But I mean, we are missing a finisher there, and if we do not have a finisher, we should at least put a little bit more, somebody. But let's see, because playing Kovacic playing up front or Enzo playing up front, they score goals for their countries, and Kante is box to box, so he would be. He's coming from an injury. How much match fitness is there? I do not know. How much speed he has right now. Let's see. It's interesting. Like it's like packing the midfield, and literally breaking the press. That would be easy for Chelsea in this. I think that on that we might be on top.
Just. Says, if it is indeed 3-4-3 or 3-5-2.
If it is indeed 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, and it looks more like 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, whatever. I mean, it's same. Then definitely, I mean, we are going for the control of the midfield.
Yeah,
but we still need to score. But let's see. Also, like there's a point. I mean, we don't expect this our caretaking manager to be winning here. I mean, there's no pressure. So I think he prefers not to lose, and that's why like overcrowding the midfield and there is creativity there definitely. And there is
but the creativity it wouldn't really work if again the best creator in the team is playing deep and Kovacic is capable of playing it. But I get it. Just give me a few minutes and let me catch up with what we have in the chat. Coach, actually, we're playing at 3-6-2. Kante actually counts for 2 players. Yeah, you could say that. 2-1, Zhao scores, Mount comes on and scores, prompting a 15-year contract extension. Let's see that happen. I think nobody of these Chelsea fans never watched Enzo before because he is worse at offensive midfield. Wow, okay. Some observation. I didn't know that. Kova played that sometime in Inter, but Kante is most quicker to go forward. Yeah, that's the truth. Let's see, Kante, Kova, Enzo is used to times like this. And a lineup of 3-5-2 is good for this moment. I think maybe it's a 3-5-2 probably with 3-man midfield, offensive central, Kante to his right, and Kovacic to his left. Pulisic should have started, man. It's not up to us, Chimela. I don't know why he isn't starting. And Prolas, let me not go into that. The reasons as to why he's not starting or why he's on the bench. Wally Waldo, is Kante really that vocal to be a captain? I think sometimes you lead by example. You lead for not sulking, even if we concede false. You lead by, the way you apply yourself on the pitch, the way you play that is, a track back, offensively, defensively, and all that. I think he has all those qualities. The way he applies himself, more importantly, I think he deserves to be the captain there. I know he's not the most vocal, yeah, but if it was up to me, if I'm selecting a captain, I would always go for the most vocal because you need to speak. It makes a difference. But he is like Thiago Silva. They're both not the most vocal, but they can lead by example. But my only concern is this, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've won any game where Kante captained the team. I'm not superstitious. I know that matters to a lot of people. If you're in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, we haven't won any game where Kante is the captain. So I want to know.
I don't see Salah is starting. Is he starting? No,
he's not starting. Salah is on the bench. The Liverpool bench, they have Cody Gakpo is on the bench. Mohamed Salah is on the bench. Arthur is on the bench. Fabio Carvalho is on the bench. James Milner is on the bench. Andrew Robertson. Another big name then, Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold is on the bench. Probably fearing the chances of Mudryk starting with the space, it would have been difficult for Arnold to stop him. Enzo first goal today, I want to see that. He deserves 1. Badia Chile on, Kuku off. That would have, again, something I would have done differently. Kante doesn't need to talk. Like I said, yep, he leads by example. I know players look up to Kante, but I don't know as a captain. Here's the thing, like I said, I've tried to explain that before. Kante leads by example. He doesn't need to speak to lead. The way he applies himself on the pitch, that can rub off other players. And plus, maybe giving him the captaincy will help us see the best out of him, which will in turn, trickle down to every other player on the pitch performing well. He's capable of doing that. Kovacic cannot shoot, but actually he's capable of creating good chances. Has he done that consistently? I would say no, but there's a chance he's shown some improvement of late. He's become a different player altogether. We will win. I hope we do. I hope we win. He checked on FIFA who was the highest rated. Maybe. Let's talk about the structure. Coming to you, JC, do you think it's a 3-4-2-1? Or do you think it's a 3-5-2 with a 3-man midfield and the wing backs flanking them?
It's more like 3-5-2 or maybe even like 3-3-4 with both wing backs really on top. And like 3-3-3 and then like all the rest up there.
I think it's really fluid.
I mean, it's something we have not seen with Potter. This kind of three established midfielders.
Probably because he didn't have Kante then.
He did. We did play a 3-5-2 formation originally. We played one game, our first game in Europe. We played a 3-5-2.
Okay. And would be fun because this match can be, if this is the same structure he's going to use against Real Madrid, it will be fun to see how we do like playing like this. And I hope he sticks. He doesn't make 6 changes for every match again.
I think it's going to be fluid, gentlemen. I think it.
Most likely. Yeah, go ahead.
It's going to be 3 in the midfield, and with obviously when we have possession, I think one of these chaps, whether it's Enzo or Kante or even both, and leave someone back as a number 6, they'll advance more. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so
it does.
I think it's going to be a hybrid of both 3-5-2 and a 3-4-3. I think that's what. This is my estimation anyway.
You know, Roger, this team, the first thing which comes to mind looking at this team is he's saying, try taking ball from us.
Yeah. Because they have an aging midfield.
Yeah. As Eugene says, like Kova is like, if you want to hide the ball. But, well, look at this midfield and it's like everybody will stick the ball to their pockets and that's it. I mean, try taking it from us.
Roger, let me ask you this. The Liverpool lineup, what I make of it is, you could say the way they capitulated against Manchester City. I think that's what has led to
that second half. Yes.
What's his name?
Trent.
Yeah, that's probably what has led to Jurgen Klopp making these changes. Yeah. Either you see it as him resting players or him finding out they were exhausted and couldn't cope and got tired out as the game progressed against Manchester City. Or you could say maybe they're just not performing up to the extent.
Yeah, I think it's a warning. I think he said
it could be either of those. But what do you make of the selection?
I think Klopp sent a message to players like Trent. You've got to track back. He was culpable for several of those goals. He's a defensive liability. You know, he's extraordinarily gifted going forward. He's one of the best crossers of the ball in his position. I think in the world. I think he's that good. But the reason why he doesn't start for England and why he gets often found out in Liverpool when starting, especially when you're playing a top tier team, it's because he doesn't track back and he's clueless. He's looked like he's never. If you watch him play, he's out of position constantly in a defensive manner. You saw that in the second half against City. True, it was a form of capitulation, whether it was conscious or subconscious. And I think he sent that message out. You've got to improve defensively if you want to start for us. And listen, I think personally that he should be in the midfield. I think he's good. And I think he used to play in midfield as a youth. He's good enough to ping the ball around very effectively. And he doesn't have as many defensive responsibilities, especially getting isolated as a right back. And I think he's better suited there. In fact, what's his name for ESPN? Steve Nichols said he's surprised that he's never been used in midfield as such. Recently, he said that, and I agree. Listen, I actually think that they assumed that Mudryk would start for us today, and I think that's why probably Trent wasn't chosen. Also, I think that's a strong assumption. I would concur with that. That's probably in his line of thinking. I think there's a myriad of reasons why he chose Trent not to start. I'm personally disappointed Trent didn't start for obvious reasons, but
it would have been to our advantage.
Yes, indeed.
All right, let me catch up with the chat. Yeah, go ahead. Bobby was here. I'm not sure why he left. Here, quickly, just a member reading the member's comment here says Trent cannot defend. I think that's why he's getting dropped. I think so too. That's why Reece James is the better in my opinion, because I think Reece is the better, especially overall, defensively. Yes. Yeah. Overall, okay, let me go up to what the things I skipped here. This says wide cover on the left when you have a Pulisic in Mount. Definitely an interesting lineup today. I am not overly mad. Here's the thing. I know Kovac does better. For me, if you start him deep, he does better because he can help you progress the ball no matter the difficulties and all that. I think he's an 8. Again, he started as an 8 in this career. Predictions not right now. Relax. Which formation we're playing? On the screen we see 3-4-2-1, but there's a chance it's a 3-5-2. We're not sure. This lineup is best, but Koulibaly should be out because all goals we considered as his fault. Really, without Koulibaly in that lineup would be worse actually. 3-5-2. Let's see, Luis Mount and Pulisic are trash. Koulibaly out, Badiashile in. Badiashile, I wouldn't start him centrally. I'd rather Cucurella out, Badiashile in and play on the left-hand side. 3-5-2 against Madrid. Let's see what else we have here. Trent cannot defend. I think I've read 2 of those you comment there. Disgraceful formation, 5 at the back at home. No, I wouldn't call it that. The wing backs start with an attacking intent, if that makes sense. There's this boy called Lewis Hall. He's much better than Kovacic on the position. Really? That's some argument right there. But I'm not sure why he's not even on the bench. Is he on the bench and I missed it? We're playing a 3-4-2-1. Where is Zakaria? Not even on the bench. So let's see, especially after him liking an Instagram post talking about Graham Potter firing.
Yeah, he's not there, coach.
So he's not there. We're playing 3-5-2. Liverpool are playing to defend. You think so? But who wouldn't? Since they've not been consistent, and every time they lose woefully. Bobby saw the lineup, got 9 men and deep. Bobby is back. Look at Liverpool. All players are Gomez, Matis, Konate, Nunes, Fabinho. We only have 2. Let's go to Bobby. Bobby, quickly, your thoughts on the lineup. Would you have done anything differently? Or do you think this is the best we can do? And big up to you. I hope you're well, brother.
Yeah, big up, guys. I don't know. It's a bit of an unknown, isn't it? We've got a guy who not long ago was a player for a mid-table team and is picking the first team to start, a football match. Yeah, in his life, not to mention his short coaching assisting career. Look, I don't know.
And Bobby Fairview did say that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. And I didn't know it was the truth, but go ahead. You're making me know it's the truth now. Yeah, it's worrisome. Go ahead, Bobby.
Well, whether he's picked teams or not, the fact is that he's grossly inexperienced. Does it matter? I don't know. I really don't know. What concerns me about that level of inexperience is that when you come up against an elite manager like Jurgen Klopp, it's okay doing the right thing to start games. This is why if you notice, often when you talk about formations, I just blank everything because I don't think it matters in the modern game. Yeah, you can start off one way, but you're playing people that will switch in game, halftime, second half. They do different things. Is he equipped to manage that? Yeah, I can see it's right. He wants to pack the midfield. That's the right thing to do. But Klopp will tweak that almost from the off and counter. Does he have the mind to counter again when Potter, who was his boss, was unable to do that? That's my concern. However, we've been here before with Chelsea. We often refer to Di Matteo, but we forget that Di Matteo, when he came to manage Chelsea, he actually had more coaching experience than Lampard. He was Wigan coach, he was West Brom coach, both in the Premier League at the time he coached them. He had that experience as well as his playing experience for a top flight club like Chelsea itself. Lampard has the playing experience for Chelsea. He also had a measure of coaching, but this guy has neither. He's about 4 steps down from Tuchel. From Potter, who as we know is really bad. So I don't know. A lot depends on the players themselves. I've noticed Aspie's around. They're going to need him to talk to the team, and then just let this guy take care of the tactics till we get someone in. Will we get an interim guy? It doesn't look like it, does it? I think it's going to be a shootout between Nagelsmann and Enrique, and what might shift it will be who's prepared to start sooner rather than later. I don't know. So let's see what happens. I'm not
just quickly. Why I'm still with you, Bobby. What do you make of Cucurella starting again and Badiashile is on the bench?
I can see why they like Cucurella. He in the last game he made that one mistake, mainly because you know me, I don't like short players in defensive positions. Certainly not in the Premier League. I think it's a weakness, and I think it's a weakness opposition has often used to exploit against Chelsea. They come and they see us as soft, be it Southampton, be it Everton, be it anybody. They're like, oh, these softies, let's bully them in midfield, let's kick the ball high into the box, and they can't do anything. I never play that way, or rather, I would never play that way. Mourinho would never play. Our successful managers never did that. Tuchel, the same thing. He'll come out and say, "Oh, I played Chalobah because of height." So these people that negate height in the Premier League, I just think they're stupid. They're delusional. Having said that, I can see why they take the risk with Cucurella because of his endeavour. He's a hustler, and against a team like Liverpool, who are a team full of hustlers, he's. I can see they want the counter hustling event.
But he lacks discipline, Bobby.
That's where I'm really concerned,
risk, isn't it? That's
that's a huge risk.
I would go
in his defence,
Badiashile.
Bobby. In his defence, he can jump high for someone that's
when you're looking at a physical deficiency and you want to compensate, you have a struggle. It's like
I agree, but
Kepa's very agile, but the fact that he's not big enough means often he will struggle.
Let's let him drop because we're talking at the same time. Go ahead, Bobby.
I'm saying it's like Kepa. Kepa lacks that physicality. He's very agile. True. He does his best with his agility to compensate, but it's a strain, it's a struggle. Whereas somebody who actually has that natural physicality has to do less for the same effect. That's what Cucurella is, added to his discipline issues. But maybe he feels, many of himself and Potter, they feel it's a risk worth taking. As I've said, in some games it's okay, particularly the European games.
Do you think it's the Brighton connection?
Well, of course it is, because he was there when Cucurella was picked in the last game. So, he's bound to be influenced by his mentor. Of course he is.
Got a comfort zone.
Well, I think he'll try his best to bring his own ideas. Look, he's an unknown. He could turn around and tomorrow and we find out, wow, this guy is really good. And
no, I agree.
He's an exceptional talent. But I'm just saying it based on the evidence at hand. And at the moment, it looks pretty
suspect,
fragile.
Fragile, maybe. Yeah.
I think the manager has gone for experience. This is a game against Liverpool, and both of the teams don't want to lose. Height, okay, in set pieces you can have Koulibaly, Fofana, and Havertz as three main guys, and anticipating that, like on the right side, there might be Salah or Diogo Jota or Jota. They are quick, but they are not very tall.
Salah's on the bench.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, he's not starting. Yeah.
Yes. So for Cucurella being the more experienced, he's gone for the experience, and he knows him for 4 years. So he's gone what he knows.
But from what we've seen, we don't think he's the best guy for that position. But go ahead.
But there is an argument definitely for Badiashile, but he clearly the team is full of experience. The way he has put in there, out there, and would be interesting to see what role Cucurella plays. Like it's more like a sweeper or as a central back, because it seemed like he wants to keep the ball, and if you look at the midfield, I mean, all our front players and midfielders, they keep the ball very well, and they are good dribblers. So they also would be operating well in small spaces. When if we are keeping the ball and we are dominating position,
Well,
then
you have
then
to
then
keep the ball very, very well because Liverpool is all about pressing.
Mhm.
So
yes,
sometimes you don't
and
need to keep the ball when you're being pressed.
so
Yep.
I don't see counter attacking in this team that much, other than Felix or Havertz, and then and I don't think they will be able to, like it's not a counter attacking team. It's more possession team he has made put out, and it's more like we don't lose. And we keep the ball, and then we try to create in small spaces and up front.
Yeah,
That is
here's
it.
my biggest concern here, just quickly. I'm going to say that and I'll catch up with the chat. We'll look at the insight. Kukurea operates as a sweeper, and you did mention that yourself. And I've always known that's how he operates. That's a risk here, except if Chilwell will be charged with the task of paying attention to Kukurea's movement. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, Roger, and JC, you too. Maybe Chilwell will be charged with the responsibility of paying attention to Kukurea's movement. If he wanders to the right-hand side or centrally and leaves a space here, Chilwell should pay enough. That should be attention, concentrated enough to recognize that he's left and he has to, cover up for him. That's why we don't have a problem. But if again Chilwell, I don't see that being effective right either, because Chilwell will be he will be more in the attacking area in the opponent's box than he will be doing. Again, he will be doing less defensively because he's in the wing back role, which his primary responsibility is to help overload the midfield and the attacking areas. So I'm concerned because Liverpool will exploit that quite well. Thank goodness they don't even have Salah. If Salah been, I don't know. Jota is unpredictable. I fear him mostly
Coach,
when he's central than when he's on the flanks. Go ahead.
Here's the thing for you. I do understand your concern. Like if Kukurea misses the point to something there, but then that's the reason we have three midfielders who stay a little bit behind.
Okay, maybe, yeah, especially Kante.
Yeah.
But let's see how they operate today.
So we are going.
I agree. Chilwell is going to occupy more of an advanced role, primarily.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand what you're saying, but I think and I'm hoping that this coaching staff has tried to basically, how shall I put this? But basically coached him up to say, listen, you've got to be more disciplined. You cannot go walkies around the park. You have to be play a zonal area, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I think that needs to be not understated. It needs to be emphasized. He needs to really start showing he's not a young person. He's in his mid-20s, I think. So he's not like an 18, 19-year-old. He's an experienced professional player. He needs to be more disciplined, in my opinion. And of course he has positive attributes, but I get Bobby's concern with his vertical. Lack of vertical height, but he does jump quite high. But Bobby's right with regards to physicality also. I get it. Jota, don't underestimate Jota. I'm a huge Jota fan.
Very unpredictable, especially centrally. But on the flanks,
let's put it this way, Coach. Yeah. He's clinical.
Go ahead.
Jota is clinical. He's very clinical. He's shown that for Wolves. He's shown that for Liverpool. He's a very good player. I fear him. He's someone that we don't have with regards to putting the ball in the back.
I fear Jota more than what's his name, Salah.
Yeah,
because Salah is predictable. If you read his game
he cuts
very well.
in. He cuts in. He seldom scores on his right foot. You're right. Jota is good aerially for someone of his height. He scores a lot of goals with his head. He's a bloody good player. Let me leave it at that. He's very good. And when he's on form, he's unstoppable. So
yep, he is.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me catch up with the chat here. Waldo says, ever since we got Enzo, it's like Zakaria just disappeared. Yeah, that's some concerning question. Again, event maybe. Let's see. Enzo is brilliant than Zakaria, but both are two different types of players. If that makes sense, it's obvious Zakaria won't compete, Enzo. They can you can actually pair them too. Why we haven't done that, I don't know. Maybe Zakaria caught the cold because he gets get dressed in the hallway. Maybe that may well be the case. The game has a loss written all over it. I think we have written this season. We have written this season off about the half chance we have left in the Champions League. I am sure we will be back better, stronger next season for sure. Like my concern has always been the immediate future of the club, not the long-term future. Cucurella and Bruno both are former Brighton players and Spanish, so probably must have spoken before the game starts. And he has nothing to lose. He knows he's not going to become the permanent manager, so why not give his countryman or maybe his friend a chance? Tuku used Aspi. Yeah, to me, we all see things differently. I would blame Koulibaly on that goal than Cucurella. He could have just communicated, and he has poor communication. We miss Thiago. Are you sure he didn't communicate and Cucurella didn't hear him? You should consider that too. Our bench is stacked with attacking talent. Shame the system doesn't favor them. Glenn dressed in the hallway. Okay, why Cucurella? I do not know. I'll try and find out for you. What happened to Badiashile? I don't know. Nothing happened to him. I think he picked the lineup based on who could fit in the dressing room. Who are then okay? I'm not sure. Okay, then those. Sorry, I've gone past that already. Enzo hasn't shown anything Kovacic couldn't. They're both different profile players. Cucurella is just trying to be better. Remember, he's one of the best fullbacks. I think he's a fine player overall. That's how I see it. At least that's me. Friziek, take a placard and go stand in front of Stamford Bridge. I'm sure they will see it. They will tell you not to bother. That they're on that one already. Zakaria brings support for them to be creative, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a better 8 than Enzo. I've said that before. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is actually RLC is actually one of the best 8s we have in the squad. It's a shame he hasn't actually gotten the chance to play as an 8 for a long time now. Firmino is underrated as well. Yep, one of the most underrated players in the world. I have to say that. What Chelsea surprised you? I want to see that happen. Enzo is modern pivot. Forget Zakaria. Let's see what else we have here. Cannot wait for Nagelsmann. That is if it is him. Firmino is class. And an exemplary professional too. Never complains. Coach, watch along? No, I'm still not fully fit. Let me recover fully first. Then we'll talk about watch along. I would have loved to do maybe a post-game show. Anybody want to say anything else? Bobby, anything else you want to add so that we can look at the insights? I think that's the last thing we'll do. Look at the insights and head-to-head.
Bobby?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing we can look at that perhaps is a bit of a positive is that Liverpool have been struggling for form as well. You know, they look threatening in games early on, then they start to wilt.
They're as consistent as we are, Bobby.
Yeah, but against us, they have shown, a measure of better resilience, but they're not quite firing as they were, and that's probably because their midfield isn't functioning that well.
Exactly.
And that's probably why this guy has loaded the midfield to continue their pain in that area. Yeah, they have good players, but so do we. We have excellent players. It's a matter of tactical application, and I just hope somehow this Bruno Saltor guy does something that will give us hope for the rest of the season.
Which I think he has gone. I mean, this is his first game, so come on. I mean, the fans are going really already judging him on his lineup. I think it's too much. I mean, there is very clarity in his lineup. He has gone for the experience for the very first game.
I don't think anybody's judging him on his lineup. The lineup
after
is okay.
such a difficult week, going for the experience. It's very common sense, very good decision. And
Bobby, you were saying something.
I was saying I don't think you'd be foolish to judge him for his lineup. The lineup's okay. He has to go with something. Our only concern is that, we want to know if he's technically capable. And that is a valid concern. We have to see it to believe it, because there's no evidence. There's no track record. That's all. We just ask the question.
Yeah, it's definitely not like a 4-5 goal game. I mean, start with the starting lineups. I do hope we nick a goal, because the team doesn't seem to have a lot of goal scorers there. But to control the rhythm of the game, I think we have enough quality there to control it. And this might be like a good rehearsal for what we will see playing away at Madrid, where we also should not be very expensive. So I'm really looking forward to this game with optimism.
JC, they are far more clinical than we are.
We're not even close. If they get 3 chances, they score 5.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we were 0 out of 27. If you give them 27 chances to shoot, I guarantee you they're going to be a lot more clinical than we are. And that's proven over the whole course of this season. I think, are second or third
Roger, but
team.
their weakness is midfield right now. And we have loaded our midfield.
Right. But having said that, they've had a weak midfield all year, and yet they still are able to score. So that's what I'm saying. Especially on the break, they're formidable. They're when they're clicking, they're scary. We haven't. Let's be honest. In a long time,
we've gone for more compact
sure.
midfield.
No, I'm talking about scoring though. As an entity, we are not feared for our goal scoring abilities. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. In comparison to Liverpool, they've got some really good gunslingers, so to speak.
Yeah. Let me catch up, Roger. I'll come back to you. Then you round up for us, because we have about 9, not up to actually 8 minutes. So let me catch up with the chat.
But I agree with you, JC.
JC have spoken. Roger, I'll come to you to round up for us quickly. Coach, watch along. No. I'm not sure. Post-match, maybe. Again, I still feeling some pain. Phil says, big up, Coach. Big up to you too. Big up to the panel. I have a feeling we will beat Liverpool today. They are in a terrible form, but we will do better than them today. The truth is, they lost the last one, so probably we'll see a reaction from them today. But whatever happens, if we come out on top, I'll take it. George Chukugiko, even Chelsea, in terrible form. Yeah. Head-to-head, they've won 14. We drew 11 and we won 10. And of late, it's been the last one was a 0-0 draw. I remember that one. Chelsea, this on penalties. Lots of cup games here. Okay, 2 cup games here. This penalties. This 2-2 draw. This 1-1 draw. Premier League. Yeah, in the Premier League, it has all been draw. In the cup games, they've beaten us on 2 occasions that we've met. No replays off front with them, so I don't see them counter-attacking that much.
Nunes
not gonna lie, Coach. Sorry?
Nunes is fast. He's fast.
Oh, okay. Not gonna lie, Coach. You Darwin Nunes, right? Yeah, he's quick. Yeah. Not gonna lie, Coach. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a better 6 than Enzo. Enzo 2. Can we be a real sometimes? No, I don't think it's a better 6 than Enzo. But to me, Ruben Loftus-Cheek isn't a 6; he's an 8. And every time he plays deep, as one of the 2 6s, I'm really concerned. Cheers for the stream, lads! Everyone, the game, everyone, the boys will give it their all. I hope so. Enjoy the game, everyone. I hope they give it their all. I hope we get a win. Just quickly, Roger, your thoughts. What sort of game do you expect?
I have no idea. I'm being honest with you. I have no idea about our future. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. This is the unknown. Bobby's right. We are entering the unknown. I have obvious reservations, concerns about how long Bruno will last. Listen, he could be the next Pep. He could make Potter look like Pep. We don't know. He could go from one extreme to the other. Well, I'm talking about not his selection. Bobby's right. It's about how he reacts, how he adjusts. Because listen, you're looking opposite the chessboard, with a chess master in Klopp. He's been there, done it all, several times. So, but I hope the crowd comes out and gives a lot of support, because we need a 12th man. I guarantee you, if this was in Liverpool, it'll be deafening. So we need to make sure that our boys have a home field advantage in that context also. I hope it's tight. I hope we play wisely, and I hope we're creative, but also we're not flippant in a sense that we don't give the ball away needlessly. I hope we play with a lot of confidence and we turn a new page.
Roger,
let's put it that way.
Okay, you go ahead. What sort of game do you expect, Jesse, so we can call it a day? We don't have too much time.
You know what? This gives me a feeling. I don't want to overhype, but this is first game of Bruno, and the two basic things he has done is what Tuchel did actually. Also, at a short notice when he came, he's gone for experience. He's gone for experience. He's loaded the midfield, and he has gone back 3.
But that actually, and you know what? Yes, I agree. But you know what though? Potter's done the same thing. The last 4, 5, 6 games that we've noticed, each game he's gone more so for experience. And that's a thing when a coach is under pressure, that's what they tend to do. They revert to more experienced players because of it minimizes the mental mistakes.
Yeah, but there is one clear difference with Potter's experience and Bruno's experience here, team. There are no tweaks, because Potter did tweaking like putting Ruben Loftus-Cheek and putting.
Sure.
So he's gone very, very, very much experience. Midfield, and gives us a kind of a feeling like when.
But he's also lucky for Farmer. And Kante are back now, healthy. So he's a bit fortuitous in that regard also. Potter never really had that consistently.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Bobby. Bobby summed it up perfectly. It's an unknown. We're not sure what's going to happen until after the game. Bobby, thank you so much. I know you're a very busy man for finding the time to join us. Thank you, Roger, and thank you, JC. I appreciate you all. And to everyone in the chat, thank you so much. See you guys later. Hopefully we'll be able to do a post-game show. It depends on how I feel at that point. Thank you. Please. God bless us all. See you guys next time, and bye.
Bye-bye.